Retro Racing reports Saugus Speedway, Saturday, July 9th, 1988, the Race of Champions. Tonight, here at the Super Track, 7 of NASCAR's elite, plus one of IMSA's finest, will venture west of the Mississippi for a taste of the kind of short track racing they used to do. Winston Cup driver Rusty Wallace, Geoff Bodine, Davey Allison, Michael Waltrip, Rick Wilson, Joe Ruttman, Derrick plus Trans Am and Formula Atlantic driver Willie T. Ribbs will be on hand for a special race event tonight at Saugus Speedway. Each of the guest drivers will be paired with a Saugus modified driver as a team, and they'll be driving cars usually piloted by the local drivers. Each member of the 8 teams will then compete in a 30-lap run around Saugus Speedway's 1/3 mile oval, the guests in one race and the locals in another. The team with the best combined finish will win this Race of Champions. In addition to the entertaining racing and the thrill of seeing local favorites paired with and competing against the big boys of NASCAR, the Race of Champions events brings these popular drivers closer to the fans. They will be available for a lengthy autograph session prior to the races, which will give the fans an opportunity to meet their favorite drivers face to face. 2 of the visiting drivers have raced at Saugus in the past. Rusty Wallace, current Winston Cup point leader, drove in the 1978 Saugus 330. He was 10th fastest qualifier but had car problems in the feature. Joe Ruttman has competed several times here and posted a 1987 Sportsman main event triumph. So, mentally fasten your seatbelts as these great drivers charge out of the 4th turn to the green starter's flag, because at Saugus Speedway, the only one closer to the action than the fan is the driver. Results from the Race of Champions at Saugus Speedway. The team of Winston Cup rookie contender Ernie Irvin and 3-time Saugus Speedway champion Ken Sapper bested 7 other teams to win the Race of Champions Saturday night at Saugus Speedway. Geoff Bodine, however, stole the show in the 30-lap race for the Winston Cup drivers as he drove to victory in the car normally piloted by Dan Press. 4 trophy dashes allowed all the competitors a chance, and the winners were Irvin, driving Sapper's machine, and Rusty Wallace in Bob Lyons' car for the Winston Cup drivers, while Charlie Syed and Sapper triumphed for the local drivers. The first of 2 30-lap mains was for the Winston Cup stars. Irvin started on the pole, followed by Wallace, Ruttman, Bodine, Davey Allison in Ron Hornaday's car, Willie T. Ribbs in Glenn Cummings' car, Rick Wilson in Mark Perry's machine, and finally Michael Waltrip in Syed's ride. Irvin took the lead at the start with Wallace and Ruttman just behind. Wallace moved to the outside of Irvin on lap 2, and the pair ran several laps side by side before Wallace fell behind. When Wallace went to the outside again on lap 6, Ruttman and Bodine took advantage and they took over 2nd and 3rd, and Wallace found himself stuck on the outside. Ruttman went to the outside of Irvin to challenge for the lead, and Bodine used an inside pass to get by Ruttman. Bodine tried twice unsuccessfully to maneuver past Irvin on the outside, but on the 3rd try, finally beat him to the line, and the yellow came out for Waltrip, who had spun and stalled. Ribbs gained the 3rd spot during the caution period when Ruttman's car was forced to pit because of overheating. Irvin tried to get underneath Bodine coming off turn 2, but Irvin just ran up Bodine's right rear. Both cars continued with minimal damage, but Ribbs used the encounter to move by Irvin for 2nd place. Irvin battled back to take 2nd back from Ribbs on the next to the last lap as Bodine took the win. Wallace and Wilson were 4th and 5th. The normal modified division drivers got back into their own cars to determine the best overall combined finish. Hornaday moved through the field to take the lead on lap 2, with Sapper moving into 2nd, followed by Cummings and Press. Sapper moved in on Hornaday and on lap 8 made the pass into the lead. A lap later, Press passed Cummings and started coming up on Hornaday. But on lap 11, Press pulled the car to the infield with a broken rear end, ending his chance for the team title. Sapper ran out the rest of the race for the win, with Hornaday holding off charges from Cummings to finish 2nd. With a 1st and 2nd place finish for Sapper and Irvin, they took the team title in the Race of Champions. The Ribbs Cummings team took second place with 2 third-place finishes, and the Wallace Lion team took third place with 2 fourth-place finishes. Despite Press's problems, Bodine's victory gave that team fourth place among the 8 teams. Sounds complicated, but it was a pretty good time. There was also a train race that night, and as the NASCAR driver RV was leaving the field, the drivers made him stop so they could watch a few laps of the train race.
Hey, there's Harold. Glad you enjoyed that video. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, put your comments down below. There's a lot more where this one came from.